What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs? Cthulhu the Dark One back with you once again for another Doctor Who product review. I didn't really mean for that to rhyme, but anyway, it is what it is. This time we'll be taking a look at the Doctor Who 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Definitely, well, first off, let me give a big shout out and thanks to my good friends Tiff and Jay, who actually found this in a store and picked it up for me and held it till I could get the money together. Saved a little bit of money ordering it online, and helped me to get it before Christmas, basically. But anyway, really nice, good. Like the 10th has more of a toyish feel to it. I don't know how to explain it, but once it's in hand, as you can see the size difference, the 11th is quite larger. Is the 10th necessarily too small comparatively? No, I don't think so. They both feel right in hand. On an off shot, I would almost say 11th feels a little bit bigger. But I don't know, so there's the size difference. It's almost, of course, once it's extended, it's almost like twice as big. But, you never saw them side by side in the show, so there's really no comparison. In case you don't know how big those are, there it is near a Coke can. So, but anyway, the 10th isn't bad. I like it. It is what it is. But comparatively speaking, this one has less of a toyish feel to it. It feels more like an actual sort of prop. Now, there are, other variants of this. There is a die-cast version that actually has a screwdriver in it. And such. And, but this isn't bad, and more recently they just started taking pre-orders for a universal remote that looks like this, that it looks spectacular, and I'm hoping to get that, but, it is what it is. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, you know what it is. If not, go watch Doctor Who because it's awesome. Basically, it's the multi-tool of the Doctor, can do pretty much anything and everything. The only two exceptions is that it can't affect anything made of wood or something that has been deadlocked. But other than that, it's kind of up for anything. As I showed before, it has two buttons right here. It has a couple little details. It has a little bit of camera will pull in there. Kind of see like faux stitching for the leather, or that this would be leathery material wrapped around it, and kind of see stitching. As far as look, definitely nailed it. You don't really see, there's not humongous screws in one half of it or something like that. It's a very clean assembly. Also, I noted with the 10th, kind of ironic in some sort of way, you actually do need a small screwdriver to install the batteries in these. It does come with the batteries, so that's not an issue. But I saw it in other reviews, and I'll mention it in mine. The battery casing is kind of right here-ish. It's like this green part. And of course, when you take it all out, you can get to it easier. Yeah, the other reviewers mention it, and I will definitely mention it. Could be circumstantial, could be product. They just need some quality control or something. But the screws to undo the battery casing strip very, very, very easily. The first one came out no problem, like the one on kind of this end of it, the far end. There's two, in it, like one here, one here. This one came out no problem. The one closest inwards towards the emitter, the screwdriver fit the thing perfectly, and within 2 turns it was already stripping it. So heads up on that, just be careful. On a plus side, they are watch batteries, so once you get them in there, the one screw would probably hold it in fine if you really don't want to fool with it. If you can get the other one out. but you know, the batteries will last a while because it does have sounds and lights, but it's not like it would be that taxing to a watch battery. You know, watch batteries tend to last a while anyway. Go ahead and take a look at the cool little packaging. Came in real quick. Got the Doctor Who with the new logo. Love it, Dr. Sonic screwdriver, light and sound effects. Spring loading, extending action. Of course, it would be lengthwise in here. 3 batteries being right there. Don't choke on your Sonic. The price, $25.95, which is general asking price for it. Instructions there on how to put the batteries in. Actually had instructions on the inside. And yeah, typically it'd be on a shelf. I have seen them pegged, hanging in some places. Doctor Who merchandise, it's getting better about being available here in America. Like, it's really, finally, after almost 50 years, really, you know, getting kind of mainstreamy over here. But, you can still find them online. And worse comes to worse, you'll see them in bookstores. That's actually where this one came from, was a bookstore. But on to the actual features of it. Of course, it has its lights and sound. You push the smaller button. And unlike the 10th, who pretty much only has 2, one, it does have 2. I don't know if you can pick it up. Like, one just has a slightly higher pitched squeal in the background of the noise. But it does almost pretty much sound like one sound effect. This one actually has a couple. It does not say this in the instructions, and I would not know this unless watching other reviews. But basically, when it's closed up, you press the small button. It does light up. Actually fairly bright. There you go. And you can hear the 2 there, just pressing it one after another. There's 1. Shoot. 2. Kind of a deeper version of the first. Then kind of the secret sounds, I guess you could say. I'll go ahead and leave the lights off. They were kind of causing a bit of a glare anyway. If it comes out too dark, I apologize. But you can press it 1, 2, 3, hold it. And the camera's sort of picking up, but the light does fade with the sound. Kind of a blastery sort of sound. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. You kind of get the Sonic not working 100% sound. Its only other feature is, as I've been showing, you press, there's a larger button above the smaller one, you press it, flips out. In the show, he just flips it out. As far as I know, it's not a mechanism, but it flips out, extends. You can still do the light and sounds, but the one withdrawal to the product is now that this little button is essentially useless. You can kind of cheat if you have small enough fingers or a sharp fingernail and reach in, and the button is right above where the button would be. But technically, you're supposed to open this little sort of secrety hatch on the bottom, and there's the button, and it does its thing. That would be my one honest-to-God gripe, because that's kind of stupid. At no point in time has he ever done anything remotely like that in the show. Extended or closed, he pretty much does it with his thumb in this general area. Now there is a guy on here, I meant to look it up so I can give him a major shout out, but just type in 11th Sonic Screwdriver Modification, and he has step by step. You would need 2 of these, but it comes out super clean, one button. I mean, he does the whole 9 yards, show you how to do the wiring. He puts a magnet in it so it's not spring loaded anymore, so you can just flip it like with motion like he does in the show. And yeah, it's really awesome. If I could afford another one of these, I may actually try that. Another sort of slight gripe is due to the spring action in it. As you can see, the one claw kind of doesn't go in as much as it should, or actually all of them kind of don't. Because if you they're supposed to kind of grasp around it like that, like really kind of close to it. But just because it's kind of trying to spring out constantly, they kind of pulling out a little bit. Minor, very, very minor grape. But, you know, just to be nitpicky for nitpicky's sake, it's there. Overall, ultimately, which one do you get? I guess it depends on which doctor you're a fan of. This one is going to be a bit harder to find, being as this is the current doctor's, and this one isn't. As far as which one is better, for sheer versatility, I would just say this one. Honestly, I don't mind this. You know, it has better sound that comes out of it, or quality of the sound effect. And I mean, aside from the stupid button thing on the bottom, it seems a little bit better designed than the 10th. But that's just my opinion. Still not bad product either way, 10th or this one. So, especially if you're a Doctor Who fan, I'm hoping to get the whole set of Sonics that have been released. So all I need now is River Song's Future and the Master's Laser. And I'll have a nice little Sonic screwdriver collection, but pretty cool. Like I said, you saw the price on it. It's about $25, $26. That's generally the asking price. Definitely worth it if you're a Doctor Who fan. Not a bad little jobber. I almost hate to call it a toy, but it technically is. Like I said, aside from the button thing and kind of some springy issues, but you know, if you go find that guy, you can mod it and overcome that very easily, and makes it look really, really cool. And yeah, so this has been a review of the Doctor Who 11th Doctor, or Matt Smith, Sonic Screwdriver. So until next time, I'll use this to find the right frequency and stop the video. Oh, there we go.